You're in the hospital, you come out without owing a nickel. And we are going to take on the pharmaceutical industry and make sure that no American spends more than $200 a year for the prescription drugs he or she needs. Now, I wish I could tell you that this is a radical, brilliant idea that I thought of. It ain't. Although I did write the damn bill, I will tell you. But what Americans don't know, because you don't see it on the corporate television, is if you go to Canada right now and you have a heart transplant, something that would cost hundreds of thousands of dollars in America that would bankrupt many families, you know how much it costs in Canada? Zero! And they manage to spend 50% per person on healthcare as we do. So that is a struggle, and I want to tell you what's going to happen. The pharmaceutical industry and the drug companies, who made $100 billion last year, will spend many, many hundreds of millions of dollars fighting us, lying about what Medicare for All is about, attacking me personally. All right? But I believe that at the end of the day, if we stand together with the nurses and the doctors and ordinary people who understand that this current system is only working for the people who own the system, if we stand together and demand what every other major country has, we in fact will pass a Medicare for All single-payer program, and that's what I'm trying to do. Now, I could go on and on, but I just want to deal with one other issue, and I want you to think about it. I want you to think about it.
My mom loves you.
All right, well, everybody has a relative that loves you. What about you? I want you to love me. But here's the story. I want you to think about an issue which kind of speaks to everything that this campaign is about. Donald Trump, our brilliant scientist in the White House, a man, if you ask him, will tell you that he is one of the smartest people on the planet. All right. He thinks that climate change is a hoax. Now, when Trump says something as ignorant as that not only endangers our own country, but in fact endangers the entire planet. Because I know that every person in this room understands that climate change is not a hoax, but it is a deadly reality, that it is caused by human activity, that it is already causing devastating problems in our country and around the world. Man, I just was up the other day. I went to Paradise, California. You all know what happened in Paradise?
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. It was literally like a small nuclear bomb had been dropped in that community. You saw cars and trucks that were burned out. The heat was so intense, steel was melted. 86 people in a small town died, 18,000 buildings were destroyed, $16 billion in damage in one town of 26,000 people caught up in this horrific fire in the midst of a drought. What the scientists tell us, and this is tough stuff, the scientists tell us that we have fewer than 12 years in order to get our act together in transforming our energy system away from fossil fuel to energy efficiency and sustainable energy, or else there will be irreparable damage done in our country and around the world. Irreparable damage that we can never recover from. All of you know that the last 5 years, warmest years on record, warmest July of any month on record. We're looking at more droughts, more floods, more acidification of the ocean, more rising sea levels, more extreme weather disturbances. This is what we are facing. And the only way, the only chance that we have to save this planet is to move in an aggressive and bold manner which tells the fossil fuel industry that their short-term profits are not more important than the future of our planet. That says that we have a moral responsibility to make sure that the planet we leave our kids and grandchildren and future generations is a planet that is healthy and is habitable. So what we have got to do here, there is no middle ground on this issue. I wish I could tell you, I really do. That, well, we'll put a little bit more money into solar, a little bit more money into wind, we'll have this standard and that standard. I can't tell you that. What we are facing is a global crisis, not just an American crisis. So what a president of the United States must do, and I hope that president is Bernie Sanders, is to tell the rest of the world, the people in China and in India and in Russia and all over this world, that instead of spending $1.5 trillion every year on weapons of destruction designed to kill each other, we've got to use those resources and come together against our common enemy, which is climate change. So I have been roundly criticized for coming up with the most ambitious climate change program, and it is ambitious and it is expensive. But at the end of the day, it is the only way that I know that we address this horrific global crisis. And when we do that, when we stand up to the fossil fuel industry and transform our energy system, we create 20 million jobs. When we do that, we create an environment which is cleaner. And maybe when we do that, we start bringing the world together. So let me just conclude by saying this. This campaign is not about just great ideas, and I think we have a lot of great ideas in criminal justice, immigration reform, you name it.
Real change.
But it is the understanding that the only times in American history when real change has taken place, when workers organized into unions, when the civil rights movement attracted millions of people, black and white, when we had a women's movement that 100 years ago told this world, told the country that women will not be second-class citizens, when the gay community came together with their straight allies. The only way that real change ever takes place, the only way we do what Mandela was talking about, is making it, looking into the future and understanding that what is impossible today will become reality tomorrow when we will it and demand that takes place. Yeah. That is what this is about. So I'm asking you now, not only for your support during this campaign, I am asking your support the day after we are inaugurated. Because we're going to have to take on very, very powerful special interests who are protecting the status quo, their wealth, and their power. But at the end of the day, 1% may be enormously wealthy and enormously powerful. But 1% is 1%. We are 99%. Let's stand together. Let's win this election. Let's transform the country. Thank you.
We're going to make a line coming through here and come down here. We're going to try to get, so one line over here. This side, we're going to work with our wonderful volunteers in t-shirts.